Gavin Fenter's joining me to chat about the Tara LAING runners on Friday. They enjoyed a super winner on Tuesday. Good to see them in the winner's box again. Now the yard kick away with two runners in race one, and we are going to start with Thread of Life. Now she showed really good pace on debut, Gavin. She's just tired late.
Yeah, Nadine, we don't push our babies, you know, they go on the grass once, they go through the pens, and then we put them in a race. We don't gallop them.
Yeah.
So she needed it. She was a little bit green. She's going to be a little bit green again. It's a small field, so she can definitely run into the money. She might surprise and win, but probably need one more run.
Joining her will be Global Scene. Now she was the other side of the coin, and she was slow and she battled for early pace, but she did finish well.
Yeah, she's exactly the same. She's been in the grass once through the pens, so she was very green. She'll probably be a little bit green, and only because it's a small field, she'll definitely run into the money, but she'll probably also need this run.
Another two runners in race two, Gotcha Buzz. She's getting closer to that winner's box with every single run.
Yeah, she's ran a very good race last time out. We think she's a big run in this field. I haven't studied the race card yet. I see something's quite short in the betting. I'm not sure who that is, but she's definitely a big runner.
And Linda's girl, Gav, you'll be hoping for improvement.
Yeah, she's battled a little bit. She's taking her time, but she needs the experience. She's quite green, she's quite quirky and very naughty, but she'll probably need this run as well.
One runner in race three, and that'll be Gardners Pride. Now Gav has said that he needs runs of experience, and this will be another one to bring him on before he can start stepping out over further.
Yeah, we scratched him because we don't race babies on the poly, and especially him. You know, he needs to go further, and on a tight bend like that will never suit him. And he needs to go 14, but sadly all the 14s are on the poly track. There's 3 1400s, they're all on the poly. So we're going to give him another run. It's way too short for him. This is just a run, and then we're going to try and maybe in June put on a 1400 on the grass, and that's where he'll run next.
Two runners in race four. We're going to start with Pedro. Now he's got a neat draw to help him along.
Yeah, his last start he hung really bad. Surprisingly, because in work he doesn't hang.
Yeah.
So he has hung before. So we opted to leave him off the poly from now on. We're just going to keep him on the grass. He's got a nice draw, so Raymond must just try and get him onto the rail. And get on the rail, I think he's got a good chance.
Cavian Caro will join Pedro in race four. Now she's another who's going to appreciate a neat draw because she has caught too far back from a bad draw in her last.
Yeah, sadly she's got to take on the colts, which we don't normally do. But you know, to try and find a race for her for a good draw is not easy. She was well drawn on the poly, but she doesn't really like the poly. So we can take her chances. Yeah, she's carrying a little bit of overweight, but she could run into the money because she's a better grass horse, but it's not really the right race for her.
And in race five, Kilm will be looking for improvement from her. She's better than her last, and unfortunately didn't get into the race after a slow start.
Yeah, she didn't have a good draw. She was too far back, but her last run on the grass was disappointing, although she won on the grass, so I'm quite surprised why she ran the way she did. So we're taking another chance, give her another chance on the grass. Don't leave her at exotic. She's a definite runner. We're expecting her to run a much better race.
Glad to hear that. Keep your eye on Kilm.